Ami Brown, the fierce soul of Alaskan Bush People, was the heartbeat of a family that captured hearts worldwide. But behind the wild, untamed Alaskan frontier, she weathered storms that would break most: crippling health battles, soul-shattering loss, legal firestorms, and a family tearing itself apart, leaving fans wondering if the matriarch they revered still holds that unbreakable spirit. Buckle up for the raw, unfiltered saga of Ami Brown, where we'll dig into the grit, heartbreak, and truth behind the chaos that's rocked her world. Alaskan Bush People burst onto Discovery Channel in 2014, turning Ami and the Brown clan, known as the Wolf Pack, into a cultural phenomenon, a sprawling family of 9 living off the grid in Alaska's rugged wilderness, documented over 14 seasons until 2022, showcasing their nomadic life from isolated homesteads to more settled lands, their daily fight for survival, tight family bonds, and the raw cost of shunning modern comforts. Ami, wed to patriarch Billy Brown and mother to 7 kids: Matt, Bam Bam, Bear, Gabe, Noah, Snowbird, and Rain, was the emotional cornerstone, a quiet yet commanding presence whose wisdom and warmth wove the show's themes of resilience, loyalty, and sacrifice into something viewers could feel. Her candidness about her 2017 stage 3 lung cancer diagnosis, given a mere 3% chance of survival, gripping millions as she endured grueling surgery, radiation, and chemo while clinging to their bush lifestyle. Her 2018 remission announcement, a beacon of hope that resonated far beyond the screen, shaping the show's narrative and the family's choices to balance wilderness life with her medical needs. But the Brown saga took a gut-wrenching turn in February 2021 when Billy died after a seizure at 68, leaving a void that fractured the family's heart, finances, and public image, the loss forcing them to rethink their way of life as grief and new responsibilities reshaped their dynamics. The show's quiet end after 14 seasons wasn't just about mourning. A bombshell 2025 report tied its cancellation to a legal quagmire over Billy's estate, with a former partner's lawsuit alleging unpaid profits, thrusting Ami into a public battle that turned their story from one of wilderness grit to courtroom drama, financial scrutiny, and family betrayal, exposing cracks in the Wolfpack's unity and leaving fans clamoring for what's next for Ami, now navigating a world where survival means more than battling nature. Ami's health odyssey unfolded in the public eye, starting with her 2017 lung cancer fight, defying the odds with brutal treatments, lung surgery, weeks of radiation, and chemotherapy that left her frail but unbowed. Her remission in 2018, a hard-won victory celebrated by fans and media alike, though her lungs, scarred from cancer and treatment, never fully recovered, plagued by recurring respiratory woes, including bouts of pneumonia that landed her in hospitals repeatedly. By March 2024, severe pneumonia struck, her breathing so labored she could barely speak, and in February 2025, a quiet morning turned dire as chest pain and shortness of breath sent her to the ER, her kids Bear and Snowbird posting on Instagram that she was airlifted to a high-tech hospital, her oxygen levels dangerously low, doctors sedating her and inserting a breathing tube to stabilize her, suspecting pneumonia or chest damage after ruling out stress. Her condition so critical she was placed in a medically induced coma. By June 2025, Ami broke her silence in a raw, emotional video, her voice steady but heavy with fear, thanking her children, fans, and God. Admitting the ordeal left her humbled and terrified, a stark reminder of life's fragility. Reports confirming she'd left the ICU, the breathing tube removed, and was communicating again, though questions swirled. Did pneumonia alone trigger the crisis? Or did her weakened lungs, past cancer, or even heart strain play a part? Fans speculated about permanent lung damage, risks of organ stress, secondary infections, or the specifics of her treatment. medications, oxygen therapies, or rehab plans. But Ami and her family kept those details private, sharing only broad strokes, leaving gaps that fueled public curiosity about her long-term prognosis, hospital readmissions, or whether her breathing would ever stabilize. Her June message a testament to her survival, not a victory lap, showing a woman who'd bent under unimaginable pressure yet refused to break. Her fight from death's edge back to public view a quiet roar of resilience. Billy's 2021 death didn't just leave grief. It ignited a legal inferno when Robert Mann, a former business partner, sued Billy's estate and Alaskan Wilderness Family Productions in April 2021 for $500,000, claiming breach of contract over unpaid shares from books, films, and Alaskan Bush People, citing a 2009 10-year deal for $20,000 and a lifetime contract for $10,000, both promising 10% of creative income. Mann alleging he was cut out despite the show's success. As a state executor, Ami was thrust into the crosshairs, her legal team arguing she wasn't personally liable for Billy's solo agreements, pushing for probate court over federal, but the court rejected her April 2025 motion to dismiss, advancing to discovery, where Mann demanded financial audits, contracts, and Discovery Channel income records, forcing Ami to testify on April 17, 2025, that the family operated under a single Discovery contract, not individual payouts, the judge ordering her to produce those documents despite her claim they weren't relevant, revealing Billy died intestate, his estate holding $415,000 in land, $31,000 in livestock, cattle, horses, ostriches, $10,000 in rare coins, $5,000 in baseball cards, $7,000 in jewelry, and $27,000 in medical debt, exposing lean finances and assets hard to liquidate. Fans questioned why Mann waited until Billy's death to sue, as Ami's filings showed LLC income went to household expenses, not tracked to show profits, suggesting the family lived closer to the edge than their TV image implied. The lawsuit potentially a key factor in the show's 2022 cancellation, with financial pressure and legal secrecy tipping the scales. A settlement conference on April 25, 2025, hinted at a possible resolution, perhaps a payout or dismissal, but if no deal is reached, a full trial with subpoenas, audits, and grueling cross-examinations could stretch years, pulling Discovery Channel into the fray with demands for financial records, unraveling a once private family empire now laid bare in court filings. Each document peeling back layers of a story fans thought they knew. The Wolfpack's unity, once their hallmark, crumbled under these blows, with 2025 exposing deep rifts. On April 7th, Noah filed for a welfare check on Ami and Rain, alleging Ami stopped her medications, her health deteriorating, and that Rain and her husband Josiah Lorton supplied her with meth, withheld prescriptions, and possessed illegal firearms, citing Ami's confused, disjointed messages and a 2023 claim that Rain offered her cocaine for a migraine. When police couldn't locate Ami, believed to be with Rain and Josiah in a remote Lears Cove cabin, the saga escalated. On April 11th, Rain and Josiah were arrested in Okanagan County, Washington, for first-degree burglary, malicious mischief, and criminal trespass, released without bail on April 14th. Court documents linking the welfare check to the burglary case, detailing Noah's explosive claims of drug use and neglect, though unproven in court. Rain fired back on Instagram, denying the accusations, calling them lies from former career managers, and begging fans to hear her truth, claiming she never harmed Ami or blocked her meds, while Ami and most siblings stayed publicly silent, except for Noah's filings and Rain's rebuttals. Noah's earlier August 2024 restraining order against Rain for harassment, threats, drug use, and violence was denied for lack of evidence and procedural errors. Court records noting Ami's medication struggles and paranoia about being forced to take pills, painting a picture of addiction fears, family betrayal, and chaos. Bear and Raven's 2025 separation, after years as a stable couple, added to the emotional strain, their split rippling through the family, destabilizing bonds already frayed by Billy's death and Ami's health crises. These public feuds, arrests, welfare checks, drug allegations, shattered the Wolfpack's image, leaving fans sifting through court filings, Instagram posts, and media reports for answers, the truth obscured by legal walls and private pain. Ami remains a figure of deep empathy for many, her cancer survival, Billy's loss, and legal battles casting her as both vulnerable and embattled, but scrutiny mounts over her role as a state executor, with court disclosures revealing a complex woman, not just the wilderness mom, but a decision-maker juggling contracts, debts, and a splintered family. Billy's lack of a will left her navigating asset splits, land, livestock, coins, while facing man's demands, risking accusations of mismanagement if evidence of withheld documents surfaces, potentially turning public sympathy into doubt, though a legal win or settlement could cement her as a resilient figure standing firm against chaos. Her health struggles at a raw human layer. Some see her as a victim of fate. Others question the family's opacity, wondering if earlier transparency could have eased the storm. The Noah Rain feud, if proven or debunked, could redefine her legacy, as media and fans crave clarity in a saga fueled by soundbites and filings. The $500,000 lawsuit's April 2025 conference may bring a deal, payout, profit split, or dismissal, but a trial looms with witnesses, audits, and Discovery Channel records exposing more, potentially dragging on for years if appealed. Ami's health updates, future scans, lung function, or hospital stays will keep fans glued, as will hopes for a media revival, like a spin-off or new project, though the Brown story has shifted from wilderness to a public crucible of legal, medical, and familial strife. Rain's arrest, Noah's allegations, and Ami's silence linger in fans' minds, reconciliation hinging on public statements, legal withdrawals, or private mediation, but without it, deeper rifts, lawsuits, or accusations could grow, fueled by a family no longer united but fractured under the weight of fame, loss, and betrayal. Fans watch for court orders, settlement news, or Discovery's response, while Ami, once the quiet strength in the wild, stands at a crossroads. Her legacy a tapestry of survival, legal battles, and fragile health, with chapters of triumph or reckoning still to be written. Her story a testament to a woman bending under pressure yet refusing to break, navigating a storm that's as wild as the Alaskan bush she once called home. What's your take on Ami's epic journey? Should she stay quiet or lay it all bare? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives, and check out other videos on your screen. Thanks for sticking with us.